Hey, Derek and Caleb. Good to be able to make another video for you. I don't always have somebody to be able to do the recording for me, so when I do, it's always good to be able to send this off to you boys. I love you so much. And Derek, I got your Valentine's card here. Got a Be My Valentine with Bumblebee on the front here. That made me so happy to get this. And it has a little chocolate heart in there in the back. And it says, "To Dad from Derek." That makes me so happy. Makes me so happy to get anything from you boys. And I love you, Derek, and I love you too, Caleb. And I will be both your boys as Valentines. You boys are the best that any daddy could ever have. So, anyways, we will get on with the book. This next story in this series here, and this one in particular is actually one of my favorite ones that Stephen Kellogg wrote. Or actually that Stephen Kellogg. And this is called The Island of the Skog. This one was made in 1973. Skog is just kind of a funny word, isn't it? So here we are. Here's the mice family. It was National Rodent Day, and Jenny decided to have a party. Hannah, Wooster, and Louise came, so did Bouncer and his buddies from the bowling alley. They all arrived shaking after a narrow escape from the butcher's cat. Jenny decided to wheel in the dessert right away. "Hot marshmallow cheesecake with raspberry fudge sauce," she announced. Whoa, look at that. That looks pretty tasty. Hot marshmallow cheesecake with raspberry fudge sauce. Wow. I'd like to be a National Rodent Day. Meanwhile, the cat had slipped in with the delivery boy. The mice just barely escaped to the basement. Oh no! That cat knocked over this clock that they were all sitting in, and oh no, that tasty cake is all gone. "A German Shepherd got Granny last night," puffed Hannah. "We should stay in our own holes. I'm tired of living in a hole," said Jenny. "Let's fight for freedom," cried Bouncer. "We'll be soldiers, rough-riding rowdies. I'll be the general and commander-in-chief." "Wait," cried Jenny. "Let's sail away instead. We'll find a peaceful island." The mice cheered. "I'll be the ship's captain," declared Bouncer. "Rowdies, you're my crew." I heard Bouncer right there, and it's like, maybe that might be Jenny. It took the mice most of the night to load the ship and roll it to the harbor. Look at that. They're rolling a boat right on land, just kind of like Noah's Ark. He built a boat on land. Ignoring the crowd at the pier, they sailed bravely out to sea. There goes those brave mice sailing on this really nice boat. And there's the not-so-nice people there on the harbor pier saying not nice things. During the first few days of the voyage, the mice feasted on chocolate waffles and coconut cherry cheese pie. Between meals, they dreamed of their island and tanned their pelts in the sun. And there they are on the boat. There's their flag. It says there's the rowdies. Yeah, and they're tanning. Fur doesn't tan. I'm just silly mice anyways. As the days passed, it grew colder and colder. The mice were unprepared for winter weather, and they huddled close to the waffle iron. There's that waffle iron keeping them warm. Look at all that snow coming in through the window there. Look, there's Buster. He's looking at the map, and the globe, trying to figure out where they're at. Well, "Land ho!" cried Captain Bouncer on the morning as the ship narrowly missed hitting an iceberg. The mice looked toward the North Pole. The mice looked at the compass and discovered that they had been sailing toward the North Pole. "Oh, the compass must have been upside down," insisted Bouncer. "I'm tired of being captain anyway. I quit." By the time they reached the warmer seas, their food supplies were very low. The mice were seasick, homesick, and convinced that they would never make it. "I'd give $1 billion for one last chocolate-coated cheese puff," moaned Rowdy. Suddenly, Jenny cried, "Land ho!" Look, there's that land off in the distance. And there's a little message in a bottle. "The book calls it the Island of the Skog," said Wooster. "It says population 1 skog, but it doesn't say what a skog is." "If there's only one, then there's plenty of room for all of us," said Louise. "Why don't we bring it a gift so it will know we're friendly?" "Wait a minute, flubberhead," snapped Bouncer. "Suppose the skog is dangerous. Let's blaze our way to the island and show them we mean business." Look, they're loading up the cannonballs right there. The rowdies fired all 12 cannonballs, and then the mice waded cautiously ashore. Look at those cannonballs come flying out. Oh, it broke a tree there. I claim this land, cried Bouncer, as a place where all mice can live without fear. We will build a great kingdom dedicated to the freedom of mice, and I will be the king. There were murmurs of surprise from the other mice. Here we can all feel like kings, said Ginny, and that is the most important part of being a king, as everyone knows. That Buster, he likes to change his mind about being king and captain and all that kind of stuff. After unloading the supplies, they somersaulted on the beach through the long, brilliant sun. How wonderful it was to be on the land again. Finally, as the last rays of daylight faded, they climbed back aboard the ship to spend the night. Look at all that stuff they got on the... They brought a lot of stuff. Suitcases and flowers and all sorts of stuff. At dawn, they discovered an enormous footprint in the sand. It looks like a bear track, said Hannah. Stand aside, Tenderfeet, ordered Bouncer. This is a job for the rough-riding rowdies. We'll use my grandpap's favorite trick. First dig a deep hole, then cover it with straw, and bait it with honey. Tonight, the beast will smell the bait, stumble into the trap, and the island will be ours. By evening, the trap was completed. The mice spent a sleepless night in a nearby hole. That's a big footprint, isn't it? Bigger than the mice. The next morning, they discovered that the trap was empty. Look, shrieked Hannah. Someone cut the rope. The ship is gone. We're marooned, wailed the mice. Our only chance now, said Bouncer, is to get rid of the skog before he gets rid of us. Who will volunteer? It looks like a job for the rough-riding rowdies, said Ginny. Whose idea was it to come here anyways, grumbled Bouncer. All eyes turned back to Ginny. I have a plan, she said. We must build a giant kite and tie it to a very long rope. We'll circle a honey jar with one end of the rope, and when the skog steps into the circle, we'll send the kite aloft. The skog will be pulled into the air and towed out to sea. See, there it is. There's the skog seeing the honey, and he steps into the circle, and then there's a kite going way off with the skog. What a brilliant plan, huh? There they are. They made this kite, this giant kite, and here they are hiding behind it. And here's the honey. That night, the mice hid behind a sand dune and kept watch over the honey jar. Just after dawn, a shadowy figure appeared on the beach. There's a shadow. What is that? Gonna be the skog? Is the skog coming? The monstrous creature lurched toward the honey jar. Trembling, the mice sent their kite high into the ocean wind. See, there's the skog, and there's the honey jar. The plan had worked, but suddenly the skog came flapping apart, and half of him plunged back into the island. Look, there's those feet, and look, he has stilts. Just like the stilts that I made you boys. And there goes the skog. He lost his feet. But it wasn't really a skog. It wasn't really something that's so big, was it? The fallen skog lay flat and still. Surrender, you pirate, puffed Bouncer. Suddenly, a little animal appeared. Don't hurt me, he cried. We won't hurt you, said Wooster. We were afraid of you. Why did you wear this monster costume? Because I was afraid of you, cried the skog. I was frightened by you, by your cannons and your trap. Look, there's this poor little skog. He's climbing out from underneath that big old costume. And there's the skog again. He's not very happy right now. He's kind of sad. Scared, I think. What happened to our ship? Demanded Bouncer. I cut the rope because I thought you were sleeping on board, confessed the skog. I have been so lonely here, but I decided it was better to be alone than to be afraid. If only we talked to each other, said Ginny. See, the mice are sad that they have scared the skog because the skog is just scared of them. Bouncer stepped forward and helped the skog to his feet. They all agreed to build a village and live together. There they are. There's Buster giving the skog a big old hug. Hugs are great, aren't they? Let's make plans right now, suggested Bouncer. The first thing we'll need is a national anthem. Rowdies, you're the orchestra. The rest of you will be the chorus, and I will lead the music. Line up, everyone! They're going to sing a national anthem. Here we go. Here's that national anthem. Heroes, let your voices ring. To our island home we sing. Shelter us from stormy seas. Keep our kitchen stuffed with cheese. Save our pelts from lice and fleas. Save our pelts from fleas and lice. Shout it once, shout it twice, forever, friends forever, skog and mice. That was my favorite story. I always liked it. I always liked how the skog and the mice gave each other big old hugs. Hugs are great. I always like to think about giving you, Derek, and you too, Caleb, both of you big old hugs. I love you boys so much, and I'll get the next video hopefully next week, and hopefully I can see you as soon as I can. Love you boys.